Welcome to Lepak with Ant, Episode 10. This is a special edition recorded for Townsville Primary School. The video will be used in one of the content in their leadership program. I am honored. Thank you, Townsville Primary School. My guest and I, we crossed paths in 1983 when we were both serving our national service. He was the most hated person in the camp because of the role he played, but he was a well-respected guy. We dragged to go to his classes because he would be physically torturing us. We lost contact after he completed his national service, but in the late 80s, we crossed paths again in Singapore Sports Council, now renamed as Singapore Sports Institute at the old National Stadium. We'll be hearing from him why he chose his specialized domain when it was not a popular choice then back in the 80s after we roll out the intro. Welcome to Lepak with Ant. Let's hear what our guests have to say. Or there are beans to spill. Strap on the seatbelt and let's go for a ride with me. We can learn from our guest's story. So, subscribe to my channel as we can experience life journeys together. The role my guest played today was hated by everyone when he was serving his national service. The role that he plays now is liked by everyone because he gives them comfort. He has been doing this for the past 37 years and his passion in these specialized domains did not diminish. So let's welcome my guest for today. He is Thomas Pang. Hello, Thomas.
Hello.
Hi, Thomas. Thanks.
Hi, Anthony.
Okay, thanks for coming down and to have this interview.
Yes.
As I shared in the earlier video, right?
Yes.
Perhaps you want to clarify yourself why you're the most hated person in the camp back then in 1983-84.
Oh, really? Or maybe I think I took my job seriously.
Okay.
And I actually, whenever I do something,
Yeah.
I always set a certain standard that I want to achieve.
Okay, but
Yeah.
but the role that he played, actually, he's a physical training instructor. So he'll be conducting PD for the recruits. So I was his recruit back then in 83. And that is where we dread to go his classes because he really literally tortured the recruits. Alright, so that is just to clarify, just to avoid any misunderstanding in this area.
Sure.
Alright, okay, and then right now, and after you completed your national service, what happened? You went straight into something that you
Oh,
learned?
yes. I think I ORD in 1984.
Okay.
And I actually chanced upon an advertisement from the old Singapore Sports Council,
Okay.
the Ramishaw Sports Medicine and Research Centre
Oh.
was actually looking for a health and fitness instructor.
Okay.
Because I've been active those days and my passion in sports,
Mhm.
I actually applied and blessed it. I actually got the job.
Okay.
But at the time, the Ramishaw Sports Medicine and Research Centre was the only sports medicine centre.
Yeah.
Primarily, the centre looks after all the national athletes.
Okay.
And at that time, there wasn't any academy or a school that offer the course of a role of a sports and rehab trainer.
Okay, back then,
Back then,
80s,
correct,
yeah.
back then. So what happened was, I need to do individual course
Certification.
related to sports science, related to anatomy and exercise physiology, first aid, sports massage.
Okay.
And of course, the day-to-day hands-on attachment to the sports specialist doctors
All right.
one and only physiotherapist, and a staff nurse.
Okay.
It was tough
It
at
was
first.
like learn as you go, the kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it was a live, real case.
Oh yeah,
where,
yeah.
Because of
Back then,
you work with the national athletes.
yes, correct.
All right.
90% of the workload or the patients there were actually national athletes,
Okay.
and the other 10% were basically school athletes.
Ah,
So the setup basically we look after elite athletes.
Okay. So then you were exposed in the kind of high level where you actually learn, I would say, this kind of hands-on experience that you had, right? That actually benefited you.
Yes,
now.
yes. Especially the hands-on with the presence of the doctors and the physiotherapists.
Okay.
I think that has been really useful.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I think those were the foundation years that you had at Singapore Sports School, right?
Singapore Sports
Singapore Sports Council.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And then how long was that the duration that you had with sports?
Eventually, I think the training and various courses that I attended.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it took me about 2 years
All right.
to be really recognized by the center or by the sports council.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So that's how it came by that in 1986.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I started to attach to national teams,
Okay.
not just football.
All right.
I remember the very first national team that I was attached to was actually the national men and women's bowling team.
Oh, bowling team.
Yeah,
All right.
I
Okay.
will always remember that. Yeah.
All right. So then from and somehow or rather your pathway went into the high-profile sports, football.
Oh yes.
How it happens? You know?
1986. I was actually invited by a youth coach, a national youth coach.
Who was that?
It was actually Mr. Robert Lee.
Oh, Robert Lee.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
Right.
actually gave me a chance and actually brought me along for one of the regional tournaments.
Okay.
And I'm grateful to him. That's how I actually got into football. And since then, actually, because I started off with FAS, actually way back in 1986, and then years goes by, I still help out with the various age group.
Okay. So when you was helping out with FAS, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you are still a full-time employee of Singapore Sports Council.
Yes. 8 to 5, I actually full-time at the Sports Medicine and Research Center.
Okay.
And those days, of course, the footballer, they don't train the whole day, they don't train in the morning. Usually they train in the evening.
Yep.
So in the evening, 5 to 8, I will be with the various football teams.
Okay. But that with the blessing of the Singapore Sports Council.
Oh yes, because it was actually somehow like a volunteer thing.
All right.
Where okay being sensitive when it comes to payment. So there wasn't any payment involved. It was basically my job outside office hours. Of course, I actually have the blessing from the sports council.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good because you volunteer your service
Mm-hmm.
to the association, but on the other hand, right, you're actually getting an experience that no one actually can experience.
Yes,
because back then, right, football, Malaysia Cup is the highlight. And every time, right, each game that we play is packed with people.
Oh yeah.
I mean, 15 with Malaysia Cup days, I guess you are involved for how many years in Malaysia Cup? Traveling, playing home, and then travel to Malaysia.
Yeah, I was actually invited to join the Malaysia Cup team way back 1993 and 94. I stayed on to 94.
All right.
Yeah,
so there was 2 years.
2 years with the
with
Malaysia Cup team. Yes.
Okay. But that year is where the star-studded team that we have. We have Fandi, we have Jiang Jong, we have Abbas, Alistair Edwards.
Yes.
And then Sundram.
Yeah.
I mean, we have so many good players. Malik Awab, just to name a few.
Yes.
So how was the experience back then? You worked with all these
star players?
It was really good in the sense that you could see these players' passion in football. They really work hard.
All right.
Yeah, and they actually taught me one thing or another.
Okay. Perhaps you'd like to go slightly deeper into it. What are the things that you actually benefited with the attachment with the Malaysia Cup team back in '93 and '94?
I think the key that I really learned at that time was actually discipline.
Oh, discipline.
Yeah. Discipline of the way they train,
All right.
the way they put in the effort,
All
the
right.
time that they sacrifice on and off the field.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. It was really pure discipline and hard work that actually brought success to the team.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So these are some of the values that you have actually inherited from that experience,
Yeah.
and how you actually right now apply to what you're doing right now.
Like I said, I actually set targets or objective for myself. I mean, I have learned that as a sports and rehab trainer, action speaks louder than words. So I myself actually run and swim quite a bit. So I try to be as healthy as possible, as fit that I can. Yeah. So I think discipline and hard work.
Yeah. Okay. Coming back, all right. In one part of the introduction, I will say that back then when in the camp, when you are the PTI, the physical training instructor, people hated you. I hope you're not offended, but it's more of a teasing kind of thing, all right. And then now, players are always looking forward to see you, all right, because I said you give them comfort. They love you because you give them comfort. All right, perhaps you would like to expand a little bit the role that you play as a sports trainer.
Well, my role is basically I prepare the players for training,
All right.
and I make sure that during training they are safe. And post training, what happens is I will have to look after the injury if they sustain during training,
All right.
and I also help them with a recovery,
All right.
with the post activity recovery,
All right.
to prepare them for the
The
next
next
day or the next
Coming matches.
training.
Okay.
Yeah.
How the day will be like for you? Like you go down for, I would say a match day. Let's say we have a match day at 5 p.m. or 5:30 p.m. when you arrive at the stadium.
Okay.
How many hours before?
Usually the team will arrive 2 to 3 hours, depending,
All right.
before a match.
Okay.
So I will be there to actually do the match preparations, like taping,
All right.
like massaging,
All right.
passive stretches,
Okay.
to get them ready for the kickoff.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will, of course, I need to cover the match
During the match.
during the match, so called.
Yeah.
And then I also will need to be around for post match
Okay.
in case players sustain
Knocks.
knocks,
Injuries.
injuries, we so-called sports injury management.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's quite actually a handful of things that you need to do. All right. Are you able to recall one match that where you have to run in so often that by the end of the day you get tired?
Oh, I remember way back in 1998. That was actually the Tiger Cup. Those days they called it Tiger Cup.
Oh, Tiger
it
Cup.
was actually held in Hanoi. I remember during the final, what happened was, over at one corner, I had one player down with a knock.
Okay.
And next moment, there was another player at the other corner, had actually a deep cut
Wow.
just above the
Eyelid.
eye. So at that time, I was the only guy, or rather, the only sport trainer in the team. So can you imagine? I have to attend to two players at the same time.
Okay. Oh, just now you say that you 94 with the Malaysia Cup, but actually for how long you were with the national team? I think you were quite a number of years, right?
If you talk about the national first team,
Yeah.
I was with the national team, the senior team,
Yeah.
93, 94, and then 1998, Vincent Subramaniam at the time,
Oh,
he was
okay.
actually assistant to head coach
Barry
Barry
Redbrand.
Redbrand.
Yeah.
So he actually invited me back to the national team.
Okay.
I actually traveled with the national team to 1998 Tiger Cup,
Tiger Cup.
and I stayed on with the national team after the Brunei Sea Games. That was 1999.
99. Currently, you're with Hougang United, right? And in, how long you have been with the club right now?
I joined Hougang 2016 till now.
Up till now, 2016.
Yeah.
So, with the wealth of experience that you had, right, over since, I would say, 84, when you start picking up all these certifications, right,
Mhm.
and then from 86 to then, you probably have a good 3 over years of experience. And how would you actually convince someone to come on board and to be like you?
I think, of course, you must have the passion.
All right, okay.
And my advice to you must dare to dream
All right.
and chase your dream. Yeah, chase your dream. And of course, while chasing your dreams, you need to be persevere with what you want to do.
Yeah.
Of course, along the way, you will get knocks. You will have doubts.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, you if you dare to ride the tides, sail on, I think
Okay.
you will.
I mean,
You can realize.
all
You
right.
can realize
Okay.
the visit.
All right. Okay. Good. From a scale of 1 to 10, right? All right. How happy are you right now with your current lifestyle?
I would say that 8.5 maybe.
8.5.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm,
All right.
I'm happy with what I have achieved.
Yeah. All right.
I'm happy with what I'm doing,
Okay.
and I'm happy. I'm still employed, and I'm still in football.
I'm still active.
Hey,
And as I mentioned, right, your passion for in this specialized domain has never diminished.
No,
and
no,
it's still
no.
growing. I would say. I mean, you are keep learning
I'm glad after 36 years, I still have passion in football.
yeah.
Yeah, yes,
Right, good,
yes.
good, good.
I'm
Then
enjoying.
you're-
I'm enjoying what I'm
Yes.
doing now.
All right, as I said, this is a special edition, right, for Townsville Primary School. All right, perhaps you would like to share with the students.
My message to the student is that chase your dream,
Okay.
and with passion, determination, and persevere with what you do. I'm sure one day you will be able to fulfill your dream.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, a student of Townsville Primary School, you heard from one of your board members' advice and encouragement. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye. Bye. Bye.
To the students of the Townsville Primary School, you have heard the stories from one of your school board members, Mr. Thomas Punk. His message is, dare to dream, chase your dream. There are 3 key values that he strongly emphasized. They are passion, determination, and perseverance. End of the day, it's the values and the lessons that you learned. Ultimately, it's the journey that you embark and how you enjoy the process in pursuit of your dream. Till the next episode, cheers and bye for now.